unicorns! Welcome back to the Tassel Fairy channel. I am Amina, the Tassel Fairy, also known as Studio Moochie, and I'm here talking like this. I don't know why. But yeah, so if you're following me on Instagram, then you know that I have recently started talking about the fact that I'm autistic. And it's something that I have discovered late in life, much later than when it is typically diagnosed. There are so many people who find out late in life, who go undiagnosed, blah, 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 because they don't meet the standard criteria that you see in the media and just, just like white kids and stuff. I don't know. It's usually just, stereotypical young white male in STEM or, or who's awkward or whatever. And it's I didn't even know black people could be autistic, honestly, growing up. And so it's just one of those things that, like everything else in the world, if you don't see any versions of that thing, you don't know that it exists, It's really hard to know. Yeah, so basically, when I started posting about all of this stuff, I got a huge influx of questions and people wanting to know more about autism and my thoughts about things. And like I said on my Insta stories and all that, listen, this is all new for me. To be honest, I was even insecure about talking about it. I'm learning about myself, and I'm learning about autism more and more every day. And so as I'm learning, I don't care if I sound stupid or whatever. I'm happy to share whatever I know with you, and maybe you can learn too. And if some of this resonates with you, then maybe you can begin a process to try and get diagnosed or possibly just learn more about yourself. And if it doesn't resonate with you or you can't relate to it, it's something you should still listen to, because it's really important for us to talk about our experiences. And the things that really make this world better is when we take the time to listen to something that isn't exactly affecting us, you know what I mean? And try to understand and have empathy for other people. And so by talking about all of this, I hope to increase visibility and representation for, just all kinds of people. Because I fit into a lot of different categories, you know what I mean? But I also would like to help just create some exposure for other people in the world who might not have access to a colorful, black autistic artist person to talk to. And that's a perspective they may never hear. And so that's why it's important for us all to tell our stories. So that's why I've decided to do a Q&A. And instead of just answering the questions on Instagram like I normally do, I decided that I might just film a little video, because I think that these are things that everyone could benefit from. I have a very high tolerance for repetition. In fact, repetition is very soothing for me. I have a very high tolerance for repetition. In fact, repetition is very soothing for me. I use a lot of repetition in the creative things that I like to do. I like to braid my hair, for example. I have a really high capacity and tolerance for things that other people would find tedious and even impossible or boring or obnoxious or frustrating. Those are the things that I find joy in. I love those things. The more obnoxious, the better. I like separating things. I like repetitive, detailed things. And so that is actually how I express myself when I write. That's how I express myself when I paint or draw or make other creative works. I have very strong senses. I can smell stuff. I can smell stuff in detail. I can hear things. I can hear things from very far away. I have a really strong memory. Yeah, you know what? I think here's the thing. I don't know anyone else on the spectrum. That's the other thing that I know of, right? Or who has been diagnosed or who has, discovered this about themselves. I only know me. And I know like stuff I've seen on television, and movies and stuff I've read and things I've seen or whatever. And so, but I've not, so that's all I can talk about. I can just talk about the things that I experience. And like, the thing about that though that makes it a little more complicated is that when I think about myself, I don't think in terms of like, oh, that's autism or whatever, or whatever. I just think about myself like, oh yeah, that's how I think about that, or that's how I see that thing. So it's like, yeah, sure, I probably have an easier time identifying the difficulties because those are the things that cause you to like seek a better understanding of what the hell is going on, right? Because like, if you're having a hard time, you want to know why and you want to fix it. You want to know what to do. But when there's something that's really positive going on in your life, or something that's just how you are, or how you see the world, or how you exist, you don't question it. When it comes to being neurodiverse, I don't think it's like a thing where you're picking out like, I don't know.
No, you guys check it. So, as being a normal person who lives with Amina,
maybe you should be on camera.
Maybe I could be on camera. It's complicated, but no. You guys check it. Okay, so Amina doesn't feel her superpowers because for her it's normal. Like Superman. Superman doesn't know what it's like to be normal. He just jumps up and flies away. To him, that's that's chill. But like when you're watching him on the ground, he's like zipping around up there. It's like, what the heck is that? And that's what I mean is like, she is in so many ways. She has many abilities that defy imagination and are rather quite unbelievable unless you're experiencing them. No, on a day-to-day basis. Super memory, super senses,
so many
visual. No, I'm explaining what it's like from the perspective.
No,
you can't. I know it's okay. I know it's hard to handle this because people don't like to be complimented, but So anyway, so she has many amazing abilities, and that kind of explains the success that she's had in life so far. But she has there are many positive things about autism, and actually I'm grateful that she is autistic, because without it she wouldn't be her and she wouldn't have all of these fantastic abilities. Of course, these abilities come at a great cost. There's downsides too, but what's really amazing and wonderful is all of the actual positive things.
It's really sweet. The answer is, Sal's been great. Obviously, he's my best friend, and we deal with everything together, and he's just been so supportive because first of all, he's the one who he's been telling me that I'm on the spectrum for years. If it wasn't for him, I don't think I would have ever even thought about this in this way. I think I would have just kind of kept chasing my tail and still just experiencing all of these issues and not really having any idea why. And so I feel really grateful that I have such a sensitive, thoughtful, and patient and kind person that I get to spend the rest of my life with and work with, and I don't know. So he's been great. Another note is that we're Sal has ADHD, so I think that also helps because it's kind of I don't know. I think we just get each other on a different level for a lot of reasons, and I think the fact that he's neurodivergent or also not neurotypical really helps, because that helps. Anyway, but as far as my friends and family, I have a big brother who's been really supportive and cool, and his girlfriend. They're my family, and they've been great. Just with everything, like, I've been struggling for a long time. There's nothing worse than not knowing, like, than having all of these things go on in your life and happen and not be able to really, like, just function in life and not know why. And, like, I experienced so much angst and frustration and chaos. And so that, I brought that into the lives of everyone around me. So to the point of, like, what friends are like, I don't really have very many friends because, I've just been trying to survive. And so friendships as an adult are difficult. Like, I never really was good with friends to begin with. And so I really am not great when it comes to friendship as an adult. Because it's just so confusing for me. But the friends that I do have been really patient, and one of the ways that they've been supportive is like understanding when I can't do something. Because for the longest time, there are so many things that I would have to work so much harder to do. I have a lot of very cool, creative friends, or just people in my life in general, that are doing all kinds of stuff, and a lot of the times I can't show up for them because I can barely pull it together, and a lot of it had to do with, like, just not knowing what was going on. So I didn't really prepare myself. I didn't really have any coping strategies together. And so because of that, it just really made just doing normal things very hard. And when you can't do normal things, it's really hard to have, like, friendships, so yeah, I don't know. Okay, so the way that I calm myself when I'm feeling anxious, which is, like, a lot of the time, sometimes I just deal with it, and I just have to, like, deal with it. But a lot of the time, like right now, I'm feeling anxiety, like, literally as we're talking right now. Like, I'm thinking to myself, like, I must sound like a moron a little bit, and also, like, oh my gosh, I hope I'm speaking, like, about these things, like, do I sound knowledgeable? Like, I'm just saying that, like, maybe those are insecurities, but those things create anxiety, and so I deal with some level of that, or whatever. I think we all do. Anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you that. But when the anxiety becomes overwhelming for me, I have a couple of things that are my go-tos. Number one for me is music. Music is very soothing for me. Specific kinds of music that I like. It just depends on what mood I'm in. I've been really into Alice Coltrane lately. My father was a very musical person, and he had a huge record collection. And so from, like, as a child, we would play music together, and he would just play records and like a lot of old music, a lot of jazz, a lot of, like, just, like, good music, soul music, and so because of that, and hip hop, all kinds of stuff, and I think because of that, I was always played instruments, people in my family played instruments. It's just, music is, like, has always been a very comfortable thing in my life, and so it's my go-to. It's my happy place. It makes me feel safe, and so, like, that's the first thing that I always reach for when I'm having a hard time. Some of the music I really love right now. What am I playing? I'm playing a lot of Paramore. I'm still playing the After Laughter album. Honestly, I should share some of the playlists that I have. Don't you think that'd be cool? These glasses I'm wearing. So like, a long time ago, I even have a video about this, that I did this thing with Rainbow Optics. I would always just reach for my shades, particularly the yellow ones and the pink ones, mostly the pink ones. And so for whatever reason, they would just like calm the situation for me. Like, you know, like literally, like just, you know, sometimes it's like too bright and too much. Or like different kinds of light. Not even if it's too bright. Sometimes if it's just like the wrong kind of light, I won't be able to tolerate it if it's too blue or too yellow sometimes, I think. So yeah, the pink glasses really just make me feel like everything looks the way it's supposed to look. And they're very soothing for me, and they also help when I have migraines and stuff. So yeah, that's what I do. Wow. Yes, I do. Okay, wait. So do I wear noise canceling headphones when in public? Yes, I wear them all the time. Because I just like how, well, first of all, I don't know, not a lot of days go by when I don't wear the noise canceling headphones. And there's a lot of reasons. One, because I listen to music a great deal. Another thing is that sound is like, whoa, super a problem for me. Like just really noisy environments or noisy people or different sounds, high-pitched sounds, all kinds of sounds especially sounds that are like, I don't know, some sounds can just really cause a lot of troubles for me, so I try to always just have the headphones. So yeah. I don't know. Okay, what? In like the medical or mental health community, when you were talking about someone and they have a diagnosis of something, you know, you don't tend to say, like, for example, you know, like, let's say someone has schizophrenia, you don't call someone a schizophrenic, you know what I mean? You say that they have schizophrenia because obviously, as we all know, we are all bigger than, you know, the sum of our parts. We're all bigger than any mental health issue or illness or disease or disability or anything that we have that might cause problems in our lives. Like, I think that's where the thought process is there. But I think for me, different from all of the other things that I've been diagnosed with in my life, I think I find autism to be very different from that. Because, like, you know, being diagnosed with bulimia, I mean, you know, yeah, like a lot of the things that I have had to overcome because of bulimia have made me who I am, but bulimia doesn't make me who I am, you know? Like, you know, being in recovery is now a part of me, a part of my story, and a part of my journey, and all of that's great. But honestly, I could live without bulimia, to be honest. You know, like, we're talking about something different, because like autism is neurological. The bottom line for me is that I feel most comfortable saying that I'm autistic or on the spectrum, because I feel like it's a part of who I am. I feel like it's something that contributes to me being unique, contributes to me, I mean, really, it's like, it has a lot to do with how I see the world. And if you say that something is like, I mean, yeah, obviously it's a disability, obviously it's an issue, obviously, like, I've struggled because of it. I also understand that while it's, yeah, the source of some struggle in my life, it's also the source of some other things in my life that wouldn't exist without it. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this or liked it or learned something or something. And if you got something from this, I hope you'll give this a thumbs up. And if you liked hanging out with me, I hope you'll subscribe, because I plan on talking about a lot more stuff. And I got some tricks up my sleeve. Well, not these, but you know. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what I'm saying. But But thank you so much for watching. And you know, like, this is actually kind of hard for me. This is a new territory. Being so open in this way and so candid in this way about the things I've been going through. I know you think I don't know. Like, I think people think I talk about things a lot, but I only talk about a fraction of the things I experience. And so I think I want to change that, because, like, what do I have to hide, and why am I, like, pretending like everything's all good when it ain't? Like, you know, who needs to do that? I don't need to do that. And I think the more we stop doing that, the better we will all feel about our lives. Like, we don't need to pretend like our lives are perfect. We don't need to pretend like we're perfect. We just need to be ourselves and, like, share that with the rest of the world and each other. You know? Anyway, yeah, so that's why I did this little Q&A and put it up here on the YouTubes, and hopefully you'll get something from it. Alright, so let me know what you thought, and if you have any more questions, should I do more Q&A videos? What do you guys like? Let me know what you think. Put it down in the comments, and I will read them and take it under advisement. Alright, I've talked a lot, and that's enough.
No, dance us out. You can grab Princess, like, cute us out. Come on.
I mean,
Grab Princess or something.
I don't want to.
Okay, well then cute us out.
It's because you, like, I can't be, like, cute on command. Like,
Just, you can, come on.
when I'm being cute, I'm not trying to be cute. I'm just being cute, I think.